蚂蚁上树. In English, I can translate it into ants climbing a tree. But it still doesn't make sense when I'm talking about food. Hey, I'm KB Kwan from Taste of Asian Food. Today, I'm going to make 蚂蚁上树. In fact, it is the name of a dish that is very commonly made by the Chinese. And the main ingredients, glass noodles and minced meats. Before I start, I need to explain why the name comes into place. It is because it is made by the glass noodles. After stir frying, the glass noodles piles up on the serving plate. It's like tree branches. And the small little granules of the minced meat actually cling onto a glass noodle, and that's the ants. It's nothing gross about this. In fact, it is just stir-fried glass noodles with minced pork. So let me start with the glass noodle first. Add some water to the glass noodle to soak it until it is fully hydrated, and it may take about 20 minutes. So meanwhile, let me prepare the ingredients. This is the pork that I get it from the market. The butcher has done it for me, but I still want to mince it once more manually. And that's because I really want to make sure that it is small enough so that all these small little granules of the pork will then be able to cling on to the glass noodles afterwards. And also it is important to add some fat, at least a quarter to 1/3 to it, so that the pork will be tender. Now let's stir fry the pork, the minced pork, with a little bit of oil. Since my pork has a fair share of fat, so just a little bit oil is good enough. Stir fry it over medium heat. Now the color has changed and the oil starts to render out from the pork. Time to add the garlic and ginger. Now it's become quite dry now. The moisture are all evaporated. And now the pork is actually stir fried with the oil and starts to become aromatic. I prefer to continue dry frying it for a little while, total about 5 to 6 minutes, until it's slightly changed to very light brown. And that's the flavor. It's quite done now. Let me turn down the heat and start to add the seasoning. The first one and also the most important one is the doubanjiang, chili bean paste. Light soy sauce and a little bit of dark soy sauce for the color. Salt and a little bit of sugar to balance the flavor. Mix well so that all the minced pork are all flavored, and mix thoroughly now. And I'm not intend to add any water at this moment still. And I'm going to tell you why afterwards. Now you look at the color, it is very appetizing. And the sizzling sound of the pork during stir frying, very tempting. Okay, it is done. And what I'm going to do with this pork is that I will divide it into 2 parts. Why? Because I really want to try 2 different methods to cook it. These 2 methods are used by different people, and they swear that that's the better way. So I really don't know which one. Let me test it out. The first method is to just stir fry the pork together with the glass noodles over high heat without adding any water. The second method is to add some water during the frying process so that it will become less sticky. And after I've done it, you tell me which one is better. It is very interesting because both method works well. So let me divide it into two parts. Okay, this is a glass noodle. I have already soaked it for slightly more than 20 minutes, and let me put it onto the colander to drain away the water. And it is pretty long, so I believe I can use a scissor to cut it. Just one or two cuts, not too short, because if it is too short, it doesn't look like the branch of the tree anymore, and it will not be able to pile up nicely on the plate. Let me divide it into two portions, just like the minced pork. Now the first method with water added. Let's put the glass noodles on top. And then to prevent it from sticking, I add a little bit of water, just a few tablespoons. It's easier to use a chopstick in this case. A little bit more. It's really able to soak up a lot of water. So I have already added about slightly over a quarter cup of water, and it's all soaked up. And lastly, add some scallion and also some chili, mainly for the color. Mix together, and there we go. That is our 蚂蚁上树. The second method is to use a wok by using a high power stove. This one. Alright. I'm fortunate enough I have one with me, and by doing so I can stir fry over high heat and stir fry only for a short while. No water is added. Otherwise, if I stir fry for too long, it will be too dry. But during high power stir fry, it also creates lots of aroma. Put it in. And quick stir. The process is going to be quite fast. And add a little bit of scallion and also a little bit of chili. And also your glass noodles must soak it long enough, at least 20 minutes to even half an hour. Otherwise, it will be too dry. Okay, done. Now the moment of truth. These two looks nearly identical. This one is high heat with much less water. In fact, the water is only from soaking the glass noodles. This one is low heat, stir fry with added water. By looking at it, it just looks exactly the same. Now let's try it and see, is there any difference? Very aromatic, very springy. I'm referring to the one that is on this side. That is the one stir fry over high heat with minimum water. Now let's try the second one. Looks the same. Still good, slightly softer, not as springy as the first one, and the wok aroma is slightly less. The purist always wants to use minimum water because they want a wok aroma. But it is not the case for everybody, because by doing so you need a high power stove to generate the heat. I'm lucky I have one so that I can do that, but if you don't, you can still use the second method. Add a little bit of water and stir fry until it's dry. It is still nice. Which method you want to use, it really depends on you. Try it out, let me know the result. Tell me which method you use. I really would like to hear your comments and the result. And I will add the recipe to the description below the video and also at the end of this video for your reference. Thanks for watching and I'm waiting for your feedback. Bye for now.